Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Matt here, back at it with another video. Yeah, today we're gonna be talking some basketball. Um, you know, a lot of stuff has been going on in the NBA, in terms of drama. Some injuries took place, and some shocking news in terms of like standings and all that. Uh, so we'll get into it. Obviously, when you guys see this video, some things might have changed. Some more news might be out there. So this is basically just um, what's going on, like exact at this exact moment when I'm filming this video. So in the Eastern Conference, we have the Nets at the first seed, and we have the Heat at the second seed. The reigning champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, are in the fourth, sitting behind the Wizards, and then we have the Bulls, Hornets, Knicks, and Hawks. So it's too early to talk about like who's gonna be in the semifinals. Obviously, you can make your predictions. I can make my predictions right now is already that it's the Nets and the Bucks um, in the semifinals, but obviously things are gonna change. Uh, you know, Circumstances always change in the NBA, especially in the NBA. Uh, but yeah, there's so much talent in the NBA right now. It's gonna be hard to say who comes out in the East. Definitely a competitive conference this year. You still have the 76ers, but we have all that Ben Simmons drama, that situation. We have the Nets without Kyrie. If he does return, what's going to happen? How will that affect the team? Will it be a positive impact as we all thought it would, or could it be something crazy? Um, but yeah, we also have like sorry, I'm a little like under the weather, but anyways, what was I saying? I was talking about like Kyrie and not wanting to get the vaccine because of like his religious beliefs and wanting to do his own research, uh, which is all whether you agree with him or not. That's your opinion, and I respect it, whatever it may be. But obviously, we also can't forget the Western Conference. Everybody was watching the Western Conference. We got Golden State. They're 18-2 right now. I don't know what the record is by the time you guys see this video, but then there are the Suns, Jazz, the Mavericks at the 4 seed, the Clippers at the 5, Trailblazers at the 6, Timberwolves at the 7, Lakers at the 8. You know, it's not looking promising for the Lakers, which is not what we thought. But the thing is that there are a lot of issues in terms of the Lakers and their chemistry. You know, so the main reason why I wanted to come on here for this talk was to talk about like NBA super teams, the topic of NBA super teams, because um, super teams have become a thing ever since like I'd say LeBron joined the Miami Heat. When was that? 2011, 2012, whatever. But like, sorry, super teams really did change the game for sure, because it's like uh, the NBA is more of a business now in terms of how players and teams decide to uh, select point guards, power forwards, small forwards, all players, all positions, and put them on uh, a team where there are other players like just as skilled or even more skilled, which kind of creates that imbalance in the NBA where a lot of teams are obviously way farther down below in standings than the others. But I feel like this season, um, it seems like that's not the case. Like a lot of teams are all have a pretty fair shake in terms of getting into the playoffs this year. Obviously, they're like the Rockets aren't looking too good, the Pelicans and the Spurs, but it's like it's still early. You guys could like if these teams went on runs, then something could change. But like the team like the Lakers who won the championship 2 years ago in that COVID year, at the NBA bubble, they're at the eighth seed now. Like what's going on? I know they lost Contavious Caldwell Pope, they lost Alex Caruso, they lost some players, but they got Russell Westbrook, they have Carmelo Anthony, veteran players that should know what they're doing. So let's talk about a little bit about why it's not working. So, um, anyone that really knows anything about basketball knows and understands the fact that just because you have a bunch of talented players on a team doesn't mean that they're able to win basketball games easily. And that's just how it is. I don't care if you guys say, oh, they have so much more star power. That doesn't mean that they're able to beat a team with, players that aren't considered superstars, like filled with superstars. And that's just how it is. It's the NBA. You guys are like, I feel like we often forget the fact that these are NBA players. They're professionals. You know how good the average basketball player is. So like, to say like to shame a what's it called, like a team that's stacked like the Lakers, or to shame the team like the Nets. It's not. It doesn't make sense. Like they're not gonna be able to play their best, and there's not always gonna be chemistry, um, in that like within that team environment, and that's just the way basketball is. Like every team's different. The way they gel is always different. Some people have like tension. I feel like the issue with the Lakers is that there are a lot of players that are always worried about their own performances. They're not always, doesn't seem like they're always thinking for the well-being of the entire team. So, like with Russell Westbrook in particular, he's been playing outstanding recently, but obviously the first games there was a lot of talk about him everyone is holding him accountable like for all the Laker losses because of his turnover ratio, and like he was committing a lot of errors, turning the ball over in crucial situations where he was supposed to be clutch. But it happens. Like, the thing about the NBA is that these players are coming in and day out, and you guys expect them to play like a certain way every single night, which is difficult. It can be done. Like there are players like Steph, who are like very consistent and able to make shots. But I feel like that just has to do with talent. With Steph in particular, he can kind of do it all, except some would say he's weak on the defensive end, which is fair considering the fact that he's not the most athletic, fast, or strongest player in the NBA. But look, he's versatile. Like he has the ability to dribble the ball, finish around the rim, and shoot. All he does, all he does is reps with for shooting, and it's like evident in the way he plays. We see him. He's able to shoot the ball and turn around before the ball even goes through the hoop. And sometimes he misses, but like the audacity and courage he has to do that is insane. It's like he knows the work that he puts in, and he's willing to even embarrass himself and take big risks just to please the crowd and be an exciting player. And he does that very effectively, which is why like Warrior ratings are so good for the NBA, because like Steph is like, he's just a crowd pleaser. He knows how to excite the fans. Everybody, if I know you guys saw that game where the Warriors were in Brooklyn playing the Nets. I was supposed to be at that game, FYI, but something came up. But they were cheering for Steph like louder than they were cheering for their own team. Like that's testament to how like Steph has changed the game and how he's made so many people love watching the game. He goes out of his way to make sure the crowd's having a good time and enjoying their performance. He does that stuff. He shoots the ball and turns around before it even touches the basket. He throws ridiculous passes, no-look passes behind the back. It's insane. But we also forget about the chemistry that he has with the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, with a healthy Klay Thompson and healthy James Wiseman. This team could be truly like unbelievable. But Steph just knows how to play the game. He knows how to move without the ball. He sets pin screens, he sets down screens, and he knows how to get himself open. He's always looking for a way to get the ball to his teammates, and especially if he doesn't have a opportunity to shoot the ball, because when the best basketball player slash shooter in the league right now has the ball and has like even the slightest amount of space, he should be able to take it. He has that green light, and we know that. But it's just, I think we should always like appreciate how good Steph is, but not every player is like that, especially on super teams. Which is why super teams don't always work. There's not always that chemistry like Klay, Draymond, and Steph have. I personally don't even think the Nets have that chemistry or ever will have that chemistry, because it's not easy. it's not easy to play like the Warriors, fast in transition and still be able to get back on defense and lock other teams down in the post, not give out, not allowing open threes. I don't think the Nets have that ability, especially without Kyrie right now. It's going to be difficult to compete with teams like the Warriors or the Lakers if they're really improving. But also the Lakers have a lot of room for improvement themselves. It could be the same for them. If they're not all healthy, then there could be a lot of issues. But there's so many good players in the NBA right now, and it is the NBA, so anything could happen. I don't want to hear anything like about NBA super teams. There's always going to be that criticism about NBA super teams losing, and teams are going to lose. Some of these teams aren't going to make it to the finals, and that's just the way it is. It's fun but it is fun to like make fun of those teams, call them out because of the talent, that crazy level of talent that they have, and they aren't winning. So I see the irony, and it's funny, and I understand that. It's just like, but when we're being real, when we're really talking about basketball, we should all understand that like it happens. It's just how it is. If we were all NBA superstars, it'd be difficult. It'd be a whole different situation. We'd have a different outlook on how the game is played and how we understand and watch the game. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about for this episode. You know, it's just interesting to talk about NBA super teams. Compare how we see the standings like during now, and then towards the end of the season, it's gonna be completely different. We know that. But I look forward to it. I'm excited to see what happens in the East and Western conferences, because like the NBA is at a good point where there's so much talent. There's such a great variety of styles in the ways that players and teams play. So there are a lot of characters, and I'm excited to watch. I think I just broke this mic. I unscrewed it, but yeah. So wait, I'm gonna fix this. Oh, shit. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we have a lot of basketball. But yeah, sorry guys, I had some technical difficulties with the mic. I broke it, but I fixed it and I screwed it back on. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, like we have a lot of good basketball games, basketball in general coming up. It's going to be interesting to see how teams play, especially without some of their star players. Like John Morant recently got injured. I heard Clay's signing with a G League team just for the meantime to keep him busy, get reps in, which is good, I understand. But they're doing well without him, so why not rest? I understand the Warriors resting Klay Thompson, because like why wouldn't you rest him if the team is doing well without him? Why like force him to play right away? Why not let him like get some reps in the G League with the Golden State G League team, and then get him ready whenever he's feeling 100%. And I don't think sometimes when superstar players like Klay Thompson return from injury, there's like questions about whether he fits in with the rotation. He might disrupt some chemistry that the Warriors the chemistry that the Warriors are having currently. But you still have to see how he does. You have to give him a chance at least, or else you'll never know. But yeah, I just wanted to cover a little bit about that. Injuries. Prayers up to John Morant. Hope he gets better. I believe it's his knee. But I hope he gets well soon, because he's so much fun to watch. John Morant's one of the most explosive NBA players in the league. He reminds me of a young Russell Westbrook. So hopefully he gets better and heals up quick so that we could see him back out there. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. It was just a little NBA talk. So yeah, I'll probably post another video about the NBA and where it's at in the near future. If you guys want to see me talk about any other topics like before that next video comes out, then just let me know. I'm out here. Love shooting these videos. It's fun to talk about the NBA because obviously it's such a great organization. Games literally every single night. And but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm out of here.